Ryan is a man whose literary credentials include a debut novel on the Booker longlist. But when it comes to firing the muse, he'd happily consult the tribal gut.
If you think of a paragon of manly virtue in Tipperary, you're going to think of a fellow with a hurley, played hurling and played for his local team, And that's kind of, I mean, when I was thinking of the character of Bobby Mahon, and this character that's kind of seen by others as being almost perfect, almost too good, being a real leader, he had to play hurling because he's from a small village like the one where I grew up. I'm not a hurler at all. I was absolutely brutal. And I came from this great parish, Burgess originally, which is a great hurling parish, and moved to Neen at the age of 9, and didn't shine in Gaelic games in either place, because I had no taste or skill or coordination or anything required to be a hurler. So to me, it's dark art. It's a sport that I love.
It's now the moment of destiny for Tip and Andrew. The moment when fantasy ends and reality surely begins.
Tipperary looking for the bridge that long gap. Andrew working an all-time gap.
It was our first time tasting this glory, that our parents knew about, and we kind of thought this is the start of, we're going to have a big era now of wins, and But I remember actually the Antrim team going home, and like we have here, like Bobby often has a bonfire here, but the whole county was alight in Antrim, because this is their first time being there, and the glory of it. But my abiding memory is the English's goal. It was fantastic.
Aidan Ryan shared in their monster triumphs. On to the English.
The same group for the last 25-30 years of matches. We kind of have our little group that go together, and our little rituals that we kind of cling on to. The pre-match celebrations, even going up in the train, were fantastic. It was always great crack. But even driving up to matches, I mean, the journey is always brilliant. You go to the match full of hope and full of chat and full of crack, and very often you drive home in near silence, We kind of have an attitude and tip that we have a right to it, always. Not really predicated on stats, really, and because I suppose, we're the one team that's won an All-Ireland every decade, and we always think we're going to have a new era of greatness. There's a very few degrees of separation between people in Tipperary and the actual players, we all kind of have some link to the players and people in the setup. It's just everywhere in Tipperary, it's just such a huge thing.
Once again has a chance. Stopped by the goalkeeper. Comes up, great save. It's one of the saves of the championship.
My favourite player for Tip of all time, one of them anyway, is Brendan Cummins, the goalie. He manned the line for 20 years, and he faced down phalanxes of lunatics who would rather die than not get the ball past him. He's just a fantastic player, the greatest hurling goalie of all time, I think. And I met him in a lift in Croke Park last year, and I just blurted out, "Oh, Brendan, how great to meet you. I'm writing a story and you're in it." Because I mentioned him in a story I wrote about a priest in Syria who organises long puck competitions in his town, and I didn't elaborate properly, so I think I gave him a bit of a fright, and he kind of legged it.
This is Paul Burke looking for a possible winner. Paul Burke looking for a player outside. It's Lark Corbin having to go back, trying to make room, getting it away, getting a shot in, and putting it over the bar.
The fact that Lara's beautiful pint in the last minute knocked Galway out in 2010, I mean, that's going to feed into it. And going back to the 80s even, those 3 semis and one final, I mean, it was always there. I mean, it seemed to me at one stage as a child that it was just tipping Galway were the 2 teams, It seemed that Kilkenny and Cork falling away, and it was just us and Galway for a few years anyway. But it's definitely there, and Galway will raise their game against us always, and it's nearly always a good open game of hurling as well, and it'll be a great game, I'd say. It's a thing you can't really put into words if you try to analyse it too deeply. But it just does seem that when Tipper are there and Tipper winning, all is right with the world.